So now what Allah is saying is, as you are saying that, coming out of Ramadan, you lived Allahu Akbar in Ramadan, and you're coming out of it saying Allahu Akbar. What you're saying is, now that I've proven to myself that I made Allah a greater priority than every one of my human needs, I disciplined all of my human needs and made Allah a greater priority, I am now capable to get out of Ramadan and carry on living Allahu Akbar. Because outside of Ramadan, it's way easier. The requirements are way easier. There's way less restriction on what I can eat and what I can do, right? And so this is actually the ultimate goal of Ramadan, is that we come out of it living Allahu Akbar, actually. Now, what does that have to do with ease? And that's the last thing I'll share with you today. What is, if I do really truly internalize that Allah is greater in my life, then you know what? Some of you guys, you have friends that aren't exactly the best company, not for your faith anyway, right? The way they talk, the kinds of words they use, or the kinds of things they talk about aren't exactly halal, and you cut down on that company and you go, bro, I'm fasting. I can't talk today. I can't. You make excuses, you cut away from that company. You cut away from that environment. And then Ramadan is over, and you're like, I gotta get back with the bros. It's Eid, gotta get the gang back together. And an uninvited guest, a shaitan, that's gonna be part of the party. But the point is, you gotta get back to the normal, right? And when you do that, there's gonna be something inside you because of this 30-day. If you did this 30-day training mindfully, if you did it mindfully, something inside you will say, I can't just go back to that. There's something bothering you. Now, if you did 30 days mindlessly, you just went through a diet program and you finished it, and then you're going to go back to exactly the way things were. Which is why I'm saying obeying Allah is one thing. Obeying Allah mindfully is a completely different thing. It's a transformative thing. So now you come out of that month and you're like, I need to make some changes with the kind of time I spend and which kinds of people I spend that time with and which kinds of conversations I engage in and what kinds of things occupy my mind, what kinds of things I expose my eyes to. I need to reevaluate, is Allahu Akbar really part of all of that stuff? Or is any of that stuff a violation of Allahu Akbar? So I start thinking about that. And so let's connect that to ease. Because at first, even letting go of those friends, letting go of those habits, letting go of those good times, it's not easy. You get accustomed to that. It brings you joy. It gives you some kind of fulfillment. It's your release. But now you have to give that up. What does declaring Allah's greatness have to do with ease? You see, human beings truly believe, like I said before, when a student chooses not to study, they're choosing ease. But really what they're choosing is difficulty. They just don't realize it. When a thief is in a store and he's robbing the cashier, in his mind, he's choosing something easy money. But if that thief doesn't realize that there's a security camera on his face and there's a cop waiting outside who didn't turn his lights on, he doesn't realize that what he's doing right now is not guaranteeing ease, is guaranteeing a few months or years of difficulty, right? So in his head, he's choosing ease, but in reality, he's choosing difficulty. With that mindset, Allah says to us, with every one of His rules, every one of His commandments, everything that He said is haram for you, يُحَرِّمُ عَلَيْهِمُ الْخَبَائِثِ, He made filthy things haram for you. Things that hurt you, things that harm you, are the things that are haram. Allah does not benefit from you obeying Him. Allah doesn't benefit from me staying away from haram stuff. I am the one who benefits. I don't see it though, because I want it so bad. I get blinded. I don't see that it's actually for my own benefit. Allah says, يُرِيدُ اللَّهُ لِيُخَفِّفَ عَنْكُمْ وَخُلِقَ الْإِنسَانُ ضَعِيفًا. Allah intends that He wants to make your burden lighter. He wants to make your burden lighter. He knows who He created. And this is what I want to conclude today with. Allah knows, He says, أَلَا يَعْلَمُ مَنْ خَلَقَ. Doesn't He know who He created? Allah knows what temptations you have. Allah knows what laziness you have. Allah knows what tendencies you have, what temperament you have. You would think, oh, my therapist understands me. Allah understands you a lot better than your therapist. You could say, oh, the only one who gets me is me. Nobody really gets me. Well, Allah gets you pretty good. He gets you better than you get yourself. Well, إِنَّ اللَّهَ عَلِيمٌ بِذَاتِ الصُّدُورِ. Allah is fully knowledgeable of what goes on inside the chest. There's stuff happening in my subconscious. I don't even know about it. Allah does. Allah knows my conscience and my subconscious better than I do. I can have dreams and wake up and not remember. I think I was driving a truck. I don't remember. But Allah knows exactly what you dreamt too. He knows every neuron that's firing inside of my mind. So when He lays out a plan, follow these rules and you will have ease. It's not just from the point of view, oh, this is just Allah wants me to do this, but He doesn't get my situation. No, nobody gets your situation better than Him. Nobody understands you better than Him. Nobody, knows what I need. I don't even know what I need, what is good for me, better than He does. Once I let myself go, I'm not the biggest authority on deciding what's good for me. In fact, the greater authority is Allah. That is another meaning of Allahu Akbar. Allah is in fact greater. He decides. He's going to tell me what is good for me, and when He tells me, I'm going to trust what He's saying. And when I go with that, I'm going to see ease come my way in ways I didn't even imagine.